Hey, what's up everybody? Coach Lisbona here. In today's video, we're going to play a memory game with a little bit of exercise. A co-worker of mine put the different colored cones over here on a pattern, that I can't see. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my cones down on the half court line, and I'm going to run up to the front here, and I'm going to put the cones down in the pattern that I think is correct. All right? And for everyone that I get right, my co-worker is going to put one of the white cones on top of the cone that I got correct. If I got any wrong, I've got to run back to the half court line. I've got to do 5 jumping jacks, and then I'm going to come back to the cones again, and I'm going to keep doing it until I get the pattern correctly, and I want to see if you can beat my time. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so with this game, you're going to have 4 teams, all right, but only have Mr. Sidoli and myself here to demonstrate, so we'll be just 1 player on 2 teams. Typically, you want at least 4 players on each team, but you can have more if your class is larger. So if it's your turn to roll the dice and the number comes up where you're going to end up going in the same hoop of another player, then you're basically knocking that player out, and they're going to have to do an exercise, 5 repetitions of whatever you give them, and then they're going to have to go back to the starting point on their team. Okay, so if you roll the dice and you end up not landing right on the other team, but you are right next to them, then you're going to do a rock, paper, scissors. Okay, and then the loser would have to go back to the beginning, and the winner would be able to stay. Okay, so for example, if we start with the red team, and the red team gets to roll first, and then we would move on, the yellow team would get to roll, then the green team, and then the blue team, and you're just going to keep on rotating it like that. If you eventually make it all the way around and you get back to your spot, all right, you're going to sit in your hoop. But every time one of your teammates gets out, you're going to do the same exercise that they have to do when they go back to the beginning. So that way, your students are not just going to be sitting there the whole time once they've made it around. They're still going to have to get a little bit of a workout. Okay, so since Mr. Sidoli rolled a 1 and we're right next to each other, we got to do a rock, paper, scissors to see who gets knocked out. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right, so he had rock, I had scissors, so I'm going to do 5 push-ups. Okay, I got to do 5 push-ups. And then I go back to the end of my line, go all the way to the end. My teammates move up, so now the new teammate that's in first will get to roll when it's their team's turn. All right, so right now it would be the green team's turn to roll, then the blue team. All right, I would be at the end of my line, and then my next teammate that would be in the front will get to roll when it's the red team's turn. Okay, that's just to show you another example there. Since I rolled the 3, I didn't land next to Mr. Sidoli, so we didn't have to do rock, paper, scissors. I simply landed in his spot, which would knock him out back to the beginning, and then I would give him an exercise. There are some variations that you can do if you want to social distance a little bit more when you play this. So you could do the rock, paper, scissors with 1 hoop in between 2 players. If you roll the dice and you know that you're going to land on a player from the other team, then that player can get out of the hoop before that you step in it. Just a couple little tips there. Okay, so tip of the day. Remember when you're giving these lessons to your students that if it's a PE at home game, a lot of times that PE at home game can be played in school. Or if you're doing a social distance game at school, there's a lot of times that you can make that work for a PE at home game. So for example, this memory game here, I have it set up in the gym, and I could do this like in a relay fashion and have a few teams, but also you can play the exact same game at home. You don't have to have the cones. There's plenty of things that you can find around the house to make this work. You guys have a great day. See you soon.